Welcome to One Word Today. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue exploring lookalikes. And today we're going to talk about gut, or actually gut. I wasn't wrong because this same looking character with two horizontal lines and one vertical line, looks like this, can be pronounced both as gan means dry and gut means du. So for Chinese ears, if it is fallen tone, like forcefully going at the end of the sentence in English pronunciation, right? When we drop at the very end of a sentence, that means it's a closure, it's done. Same per individual Chinese characters. If this is gut, it gives you the sense of forcefulness. And it's equivalent to English do. Think a moment about the importance of do. It's just two letters. So simple. It can be used, applied in multiple occasions. If you forget how to say something of a particular verb, then you just do this, do that, right? It's like a universal, very generic behavior descriptor of doing something. Same way in Chinese, when we say gut, we don't give you specifications of what we're exactly doing, but we just tell you we're taking actions. We have this momentum going. And now, if we look at traditional, it finally starts to look different. It has the same component of this gut at the bottom right, but the rest of them in traditional Chinese, that's about the sun symbol, which we're going to talk about. And we have two number 10s at the top and the bottom. Means a lot of a sun over there. And then we have this upward going pointer thing. So the whole thing is this gut not only lends you the pronunciation, because besides this gut, two horizontal lines with one vertical line at the bottom right, if we erase this, just the rest of it, in traditional Chinese, that means the sunlight beaming out, like radiating. We kind of get a sense of that because we have the sun there. We have 10:10 of the sun is like a full in the peak moment of the sun, and the sun rays are going out like that. And if that paired with the gut in simplified Chinese, it means do the same. And when we have the same look of gan means dry, there's another traditional Chinese to go with. So that's something, because I grew up in this simplified Chinese environment, so that's something that's news to me. I didn't realize the same simplified Chinese pronounced differently. One is adjective, means dry. One is action, means do. A verb means do. Pronounced differently, means differently, have a whole different context of working, actually have different traditional Chinese to pair it with. But if we look at it 2,000 years ago, this is a lot more like the simplified version, which is this pointing down action. And then we have one horizontal line. And according to scholars, this is not my own imagination, that this may, one, look like some kind of fishing tool or spear that you can simply throw and hopefully catch some fish. That's one possibility. And the second is this top pointing down force simply gives you the environmental force or forces from nature that are kind of pressing down on us. And then this horizontal line means you're defending it. So it gives you the sense of speared and shield pairing. So this horizontal line is the shield, is the defense, versus this pointing down, kind of finger pointing down of a force pointing toward you. Okay, remind you, Chinese character building is a first-person perspective. Basically, we as a user looking at the very bottom of the screen. So if this arrow, so to speak, or sharp thing pointing down, that means it's pointing toward you, it's attacking you. So that's offense, and horizontal line is defense. So together, it gives you both offense and defense, give you this kind of a combat, almost kind of violence movement over there. That's why this 干, this forceful pronunciation in a falling tone, and also the imagery of you are trying to defend yourself, give you the sense of doing, because it takes energy. And most likely the character starts from this defending, simply because it's a first-person perspective and you're really trying to resisting something, some force on you. You're forced to take action. So that's 干. 说干就干. So 说 means say. When you say you want to do something, 就干. 就 is the connecting word. That means therefore or hence, or thereafter immediately. So 说干就干 means you say you want to do something, then do it. That's a Chinese version. And 说干就干 means somebody who has a strong, aptitude of taking actions. They are action figure. They don't just say it, they do it. Okay, 有何贵干 is commonly used Chinese expression to ask, how can I help you? So in English, we have this polite way to interact with strangers. Somebody show up at your door or in a kind of store, kind of a public place, and you try to interact with, and English would default on how can I help you? Like, it's not addressing you. It's about me, asking you question like, what can I do to make your life easier, so to speak, right? How can I help you? But the Chinese equivalent of 有何贵干 is addressing to you. Like, what are you going to do? What's precious, important doing? 有何 有 means have, 何 means what. So what have? Do, that's precious do. Okay, so precious do is a Chinese way to address the stranger with sort of respectiveness, because not everybody's doing is worth the same weight or same precious or valuable doing. But here you assume the position of whoever is in front of you is trying to do something that's important, valuable. Therefore, people add 贵干 means precious, valuable doing. And 有何 simply is a question that, like, instead of saying kind of offensively, like, what are you doing here? Kind of a questioning or inquisiting of what the stranger show up intend to do. Instead of saying that, we add 贵干, like, what important missions are you on right now? So that's a Chinese way of icebreaker. Instead of saying, how can I help you? We addressing you, like, what important things you are doing here. All right. 沉稳干练 is the behavior descriptor of people who have done something, practiced something multiple times, and therefore, like, 练 means practice. Like, they have done this multiple practice time. Therefore, the appearance would be 沉稳. 沉 means sinking down. And as you know, probably if you're following the channel a little bit, the Chinese culture address your energy with your air. So 沉稳, 沉 simply we also use 沉住气, means calm down, like sink your air down. So instead of a shallow breathing, we emphasize here is somebody doing something probably challenging for an average person, but because that person have practiced so many times, and that person can 沉, like their air is sinking downward. So that's 沉稳. simply means even-handed. No shaky, no accidents, no ohs and ahs. Everything is well coordinated and rehearsed, practiced. And from that 沉稳概念, you can tell somebody is experienced. It's not a newbie. So 度 is a Chinese very important word. 干 is this Chinese equivalent of 度. And here, action figure, I guess mountain climbers, they take actions. They think about doing something and they do it. It's quite challenging to put yourself out there and risky. So that's a good representation of what 干 is about. Thank you for your time. See you another time.